Hello and welcome to this video series where we're going to be taking 50 prompts and making collages for each of these prompts. If you don't know me, if you're new to the channel, I am Margarete Miller. I love to create collage with vintage papers, old letters, old photos, old advertisements, old paper in general. I love to create collages and I put them in junk journals and glue books and sometimes even on canvas. But I am going to be working on a small substrate this time. I'm going to be making a series of 50 collages on index cards that I can stick into this really cute tin that I decorated a couple of months ago. I invite you to participate with me. I have a printable that you can download for free of all 50 prompts. They look like tickets that you can cut out and then glue or place in your collage or on the backside or whatever you want to do with them. Also, you don't need to print them out. You can just look them over, handwrite them, use them as a reference, whatever you would like to do. And it's good to have this list of 50 because then you can keep an eye out for things, start looking through your papers, set a little collection aside of things that you can use for your collages. I'll be doing these collages on my desk, so let's head over there. So these are the original prompt cards that I created a couple of years ago to encourage people to take a prompt and to create a collage out of it. These ones are on 4x6 cards. They're a little bit thick so that you could turn them over and do a collage on the back. That was the original intent. But I have provided these little tickets for you to print out and cut out, or to just simply write on a piece of paper or write it on your collage yourself. I have decided that I'm not going to do these cards this way. I have this lovely tin that I want to start creating collages for. Originally, I had thought that I was going to use something like these Rolodex cards, for the collages, but these notches, they do bother me. And I thought of taking two and going like this, but the notches are still so visible. So I thought, no, instead I will take more of these. I have so many of them. So what I will do is I will take one and just cut off the top. There. I really like this thickness. I think this is a really good thickness for a collage, and it will fit nicely in here. So that is going to be my substrate. So the first prompt is a receipt, and there's so many different things that you can do for a receipt. Here are some examples of receipts that I have found and picked up or just saved from over the years. Use any kind of receipt you want. I usually stay away from the thermal paper receipts, like the ones you get from the normal grocery store, because those will fade, and plus there is a chemical on the paper itself. So it's up to you, but I personally don't like to use thermal paper. I also found this tiny little paper. There must be a technical term for this, just this tiny little piece of the receipt. And I like the idea of using this because I have a really small substrate, right? And this would obviously need to be cut down. And this too just takes up such a huge portion. And this is a tiny thing, and it actually has the word receipt. It has numbers on it. So I like this. This is simple and it gets to the point. So that's what I'm going to use. So now, in addition to this, since my substrate is so tiny, I am just going to be digging in my little bin to see what I can find. Now this collage has many, many pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that all of them? Yeah, that's 8. And so I am not going to do 8 pieces on this small index card. I'm going to aim for 3 and then see how it goes. If I need to add something else, then I will, but I'm going to start with 3, looking for 3 things that I can put on here. So, is my receipt going to be the focal point? I don't know yet. I just know that I have to use this, or that I'm going to use this in my collage. And then it's going to be a main part, because you need to understand, or you need to know that receipt is a main part of the collage. So in this, analyzing this individual piece, the main things that stick out are the numbers in this particular color, and these boxes or lines that kind of create these fields. So that is that's important, and also the black text. So black, red are the colors, and then there are some lines here. So when I'm looking for pieces, I'm going to be looking for something that is going to kind of pull out the red in these numbers, right? Or just kind of draw attention to it in some way. Okay, so now I'm just going to pull out some things and play around with papers. This is nice because it has lines, and it also has the red in this that matches. So let's try that. Okay. This is a little bit on the small side. I would like it to be bigger. But let's see what else I got. It's also too small. Could try this. That's nice. I think that would work. So I've got 3 pieces. Is there anything else that I would like to add or like to try? This is also very vibrant. Let me try this one as well. I think this covers up this a little bit too much for me, and it also has such a very floral theme. So flowers and a receipt, that doesn't go for me. That just doesn't work. This one is also kind of a, fancy paper design, fancy design, but for some reason it works better for me. I'm not sure why. Let me see if there's anything else in here. This blue is also nice. I really like this blue. But I don't have any more of it, and it's just too tiny to work. Unless I go like this. Which I could. I could go like that. In that case, I would need to add one more thing up there, because it's just, there's just a big hole there. Yep, I could do that as well. That's cool. Okay, I think I like that. Now, questions that I want to ask myself. Do I want to put anything on the card before I glue these papers down? Question number 1. Question number 2 is, will I need to add anything else onto this? I think I can answer that question after I glue the pieces down, but before I glue, let me see if there's something that I want to put on here. So here are my options. I could do kind of just splatter splatter paint marks. I can do some lines on the sides, or I could do something like this, where as such a tiny bit is going to show that you're not even going to be able to tell really what's back there. It's just going to be marks behind. So what do I want to do? I think I'm just going to go with this. And I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to use a blue ink, a dark blue. I don't want to add another color to the color palette. Okay, now I can put my pieces back. I'm just playing with the placement to make sure that I am happy with where it's going to be. Do I want these right on top of each other or slightly off? Maybe I want to turn this way. So that's what I'm playing with, all these little things. Okay, I think I like it like that. Now, before I glue this last piece on, this one is much thicker than these pieces here. And I want to decide if I need to add anything else under this before I glue this on. So my options are to add another paper piece. You know, I could glue something like this, for example. But I think I want to do a rubber stamping. I think that I want to get something, a different shape, so maybe something round right up here. Or I could do also something like a signature. That also would be interesting. I have this. I could do that, something like that. Where are my round? I have round stamps somewhere. I have these round stamps, which I might like to try. So this one is quite big with a lot of text on it. And I would be putting it underneath this, I think. Or should I put it on top? Well, I kind of like that. Kind of like it. Okay, you know what? I think I want to do that. So let me glue this on. Actually, I'm going to double-sided tape this one, just because it is thick. Okay, now I have a lot of room for that rubber stamp, or for this acrylic stamp. These stamps with the signatures and the numbers, they came from Kathy Holden, and I do like that set a lot. I tend to really use it again and again. Okay, so it's going to go right here. And what color do I want? Black, red. I have red here and I have red here. I can do black or I can do blue. And I think I'm going to do black because I have a lot of blue here and I have a lot of blue here and I have blue here. So I think black would be the best. Okay, so let me do a test. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. All right, I like it. I think it turned out great. Now my first one is done. Now I need something for the labels for the top. And I have got the exact right thing for this. Just recently, I was going through the garage into one of the cabinets because I was looking for some books, and I came across my old typewriter that I hadn't seen in a really long time. So I pulled it out and I brought it into my tiny studio, and hopefully I will be using it from time to time, starting with this project. So I will take out the first divider. Okay, there it is. First one done. So next week we'll be working on a collage with a paint chip. A paint chip, just so you know, is something like this. Usually comes from a building supply store, and you can take samples for your personal use. So we're going to need one of these for our collages. I'm going to be putting all of these videos into a playlist just so that it's easier to find them in the future altogether. If you found this video to be useful, please do hit the like button and consider subscribing so that you are notified when the next video comes out. I hope to see you right back here next week.